Play for here as we're underway in Week 15. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20.
Set, right to the 3, 8, 8.
A first carry for Christian McCaffrey, who made his first Pro Bowl last year. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
20.
Newton going to hand it off to McCaffrey. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that'll bring up a 3rd down.
Look at it.
Check. Watch 54. And we heavy on the edges.
This is Newton off the play fake to McCaffrey. He's going to look deep for more. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now, give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
But that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have back on their heels.
Let's go.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now 1st and 10 at their own 27. They go with Leonard Fournette, 3rd-year back from LSU. And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Now Wilson. Open receiver, that's Hayden Hurst, the tight end. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Get the ball. Big gap.
Fournette, a 1st down carry. Now this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Now this one into the hands of the tight end, Hayden Hurst. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the 1st down.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10, down at the 33.
56. 12.
Throwing is Wilson. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. 1st down Seattle on a pickup of 13. From the red zone now, here's Wilson on first down. Eluding the pressure right. He'll try and run it. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it first and goal.
At the 9-yard line.
What? Screen 80.
Mike 59. Here we go. Let's bring it.
They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. And he will not be denied. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Cortland Sutton, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. No problem there on the extra point. The first look at the NFL scoreboard comes from the Motor City, and the Bucs are out to an early lead. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. You know, in our research packet this week, prepping for the game, so many articles from the local beat writer about the offensive struggles of this team and what will they do this offseason. What do you think they'll do?
Well, number one, they'll turn to their self-scouting.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Christian McCaffrey, 79 yards, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Well called, well blocked, and then he just made a great play. That was an athlete going a long way.
Yeah, how about the suddenness, too? Just getting there and taking off and going. For the defensive guys, plays like that really hurt.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And now a shot into coverage downfield is complete. It's a big play there for Seattle. 54 yards. On first down, Wilson. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. They can't stop Bruce Irvin there as he slips in for the sack.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes, and just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Play action. It's Wilson. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
Baby, get him, boys. Get him, boys.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Let's get this. Check, check, check.
I'll go special. I'll go special. Hold up.
And that'll set them back 5. After the delay, they're backed up even further for third and long.
I'll go special. I'll go special. Bang out, bang out. Bam, bam.
After the penalty, it's Fournette. Call it a gain of 12, but of course not a first down due to the previous penalty. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, it's working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
These two teams all tied after one.
With the score tied 7-7.
And his kick here is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. Maybe a little fortunate there. That was leaking a little, maybe leaking a lot, but he got it.
Yeah, he actually was able to make it work. How about the body language, though, right? As he's watching that ball leak to the right, trying to bring it back in, and had just enough to get it done.
And he probably should have stayed in the end zone as he'll muster a return up to only the 14-yard line.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage.
54 Let's go, D. Big series.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Newton. He's going to look deep for more. And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Carolina. DJ Moore, 85 yards. And the Panthers are going to jump back in front.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Good starting field position here for the Seahawks as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Fournette running right. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 10 yards and a Seattle first down. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
Pretty solid run here on first down. Almost picked up another first, but he appears to be a few inches short. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
It's 2nd and inches at the 30-yard line.
So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. Wilson leaves this one with Penning. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. Now it's Wilson. He wants it all for the end zone. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. DK Metcalf with touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Seahawks have once again taken the lead. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now 17-14. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
A good pickup there, 26 yards. Here's Newton. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And a very good return as he takes us all the way up to the 35-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They have to be pleased with the way that they've moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal in their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well right now, the field goal probably feels like a disappointment.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard.
12.
Here's Wilson. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. That'll pick up the first down for Seattle on a gain of 18.
A gain of 18 on the play.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, You enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
Now Wilson on first down. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 32-yard line.
Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
Alert 3, alert 3, alert 3.
He's going to be stopped well behind the line of scrimmage, and that's pretty much going to wipe out their gain from first down. He was looking to go back to Sutton there, but now it'll be third down. On third down, Wilson. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime.
Let's go.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL.
54, right there, 54 miles.
They go play action with Wilson. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Ross Cockrell. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. They're trying to resurrect his confidence. Last week was a disaster. 5 interceptions in that loss, and another pick there.
I played with a quarterback like this before, and he had a tough game, and the head coach said, I'll take him, I'll fix him. The very next game, he started out the exact same way. The head coach turned to the offense coordinator and said, he's yours from now on. Someone has to take responsibility and work with him and try and get him settled.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Play action. It's Newton. He's going to look deep for more. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
I got you. 56 to Mike, boy. 12, 56. Run left.
After the interception, here's Wilson. Steps away to his left. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down. On 2nd down, here's Penny. He'll have a first down past the 40. And finally, down at the 41-yard line. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
Got it. Watch the screen. Check your hot read.
Hey, 0.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Seahawks forced to use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it. They are in an interception mood on defense. Had 2 nice interceptions a week ago. Now 2 here in the first half.
Yeah, we call it ball hawking. And the only way to truly be good ball hawks is not guessing. It's not just simply anticipation. It's study and understanding what they like to do and beating them to the spot and creating big plays.
Well, they're watching the film, and it's working. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. Off play action. Newton dancing to his left. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. So now Cam leads the Panthers up following the sack. Carolina facing 3rd and long. Newton now to throw. Flush to his right. On the run. He'll let this go deep right side. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Here's Michael Pilardi now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Here's Wilson to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. And look who, the former Seahawk first-round pick, Bruce Irvin, able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Come on, now. We better not.
Wilson and the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. Here's Wilson. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Brian Burns racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. The Seahawks send out their punter, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And that will skip out of bounds right at about the 18-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. From the 22, Newton nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The former #1 overall pick, Jadeveon Clowney, has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
Check, check.
Great, great.
Here we go, G. Get off the field. Echo. Right there. 54 Mike. Rabbit.
Throwing on third down, Newton. Well, the two men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up fourth down.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. Pulled in at the 24. Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
6 right there. 56. Here we go. Slam. Shoot.
Bang out. Bam. Let's go double count right here. Double count.
They go play action now. Wilson to the right side and complete to Hurst. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
1 yard gain.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9.
You must be getting tired of seeing me. Mike, check 33. Hey, they scared. Switch.
Now Wilson. Pass incomplete. Cortland Sutton is the man he was looking for, and it's 3rd down. That one doesn't find its target, but all in all, he's been much sharper this week. He was under 50% a week ago, and now he's up over 70%.
Well, you know it's standard for quarterbacks and receivers get together for a little extra time each and every day in practice. I get the sense they got together for a lot of extra time this week to try and improve that passing percentage, and it's worked out quite well.
On 3rd down, Wilson. He'll find Metcalf. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down. It's a 47-yard field goal try from here, but instead they're going to opt to go for it on 4th down. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. DK Metcalf with touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Extra point splits the uprights, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Shaquille Barrett has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it. But it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
I would dare say that these guys would have liked to have given their defense a little bit more rest since they gave up a touchdown their last time out. But alas, my man, that's not going to happen.
Yep, they're going to have to grab those helmets, get right back out there. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
That one good for 33 and a first. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Now it's Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. He'll let this go for the end zone. Making a hat trick for Russell Wilson. 3 touchdown passes now. And the Seahawks, they're able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Oh, how about this? No good. Just his 2nd miss of the year. And our score will stay right where it is. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket.
And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. Michael Kendricks able to get in there and drop him behind the line. On 2nd down, McCaffrey. 5 yards on the carry there, and it leaves him with 3rd and about 6 yards to go.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. And look at this. Cam Newton intercepted a 3rd time. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And, Charles, you'd have to think this is where you want to start taking some time off the clock.
Oh, definitely, because you got the lead, right? You take a good look up there and you say, okay, what do we need to do here? Well, you're not in full-out protect mode. You want to make sure you run it, throw it safe, take some time off, and eat it up.
We're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
95. That's what I do.
Got a man open. It's Sutton. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 11 yards there and a first down for Seattle. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Look. Check. Check out route. Good job right there.
56. Mike, 54. Right there, 56.
Wilson going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that, first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10.
Tighten up.
To throw again, Wilson. He completes this to Sutton. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 36 yards on the play. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles. It certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
56.
Well, throw on first down with Wilson. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawks touchdown. Cortland Sutton with touchdown number 3 in the game and 6 on the year. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Point after, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. From the 16, Newton nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jadeveon Clowney in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal.
No. Check.
They'll give Fournette another crack. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
The Seahawks on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and goal. Here's Fournette. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to bring up a 4th and goal. Well, if this defense can hold him to a field goal here, what a win that would be.
Not just a win on the possession, but psychologically take over the ball game. But this started with 1st and goal, so they were in 4-down territory right from the beginning. I say you finish it off and go for the touchdown.
Let's go. We got this. We got this.
Watch the eye.
They'll go with a big bank Fournette. And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. Leonard Fournette, touchdown number 15 of the year. And the Seahawks capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Extra point safely through, and the lead will swell by 1 more. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership.
In your face.
They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. The Panthers on 3rd down. They're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. This is Newton off the play fake to McCaffrey. Escaping the pressure right. Completes it to Samuel. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. A pickup of 27, and they pick up the first down in the process.
1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. From the 50, Newton. This is caught inside the 15. And all the way down to the 9. A big play there for Carolina. 41 yards. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. They've got it 1st and goal as they look to punch in a late score. Here's Newton stepping up. He'll try and run. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
And we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But, you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
And he is not going to get in as the big bodies stop him at the 1. He tried to break that plane but couldn't get there, and that's going to leave him now at 3rd and goal. On the ground, McCaffrey. And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. The defense stiffens to force 4th down following that under a heavy rush, and down he goes. They're turned away on 4th and goal. And the Seahawks able to come up with a goal line stand. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on.
And he's going to go down right near the goal line. The officials look at each other. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Wilson to the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here.
Switch. Check. Crunch. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship.
Gun. Motion backfield. Hey, easy. Touch.
Now Wilson back into his end zone. Wide open receiver complete. It's a pickup of 13, but they're still a bit short, and it'll be 4th down. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And taken right on the 30. And that's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Shaquille Barrett in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. One last throw here for Newton. And he finds a man. It's Olsen. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Seahawks, they get back to 500 now as the win moves them to 7-7. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Panthers, their slim playoff hopes are gone now as they fall to 5-9. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Indianapolis to take on the Colts. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.